But on mornings like this, I can't really do a full breakfast, so I'm going to show you two really quick low-carb breakfasts that I do. I'm doing a Cafe Mocha. It tastes exactly like what you get at Starbucks or any of those drive-thru places like Coffee Bean or Pete's. And also a almond flour blueberry mug cake, which sounds like a dessert and looks like a dessert, but it's actually super high protein and very low sugar. Very low sugar and almost zero carbs. After years and years of not really liking Starbucks because it just tasted really burnt, I went back to what I used to use in college and when I was working as a tech theater nerd, which is Cafe Bustelo, which you could buy at like most supermarkets. We used to call this high test because it was, like it says, it's espresso style, so it's super, super strong. So one of these, fill up your mug halfway through, and we add a dark chocolate Atkins shake to that. It tastes almost like any sort of store-bought Cafe Mocha. Definitely tastes better than Starbucks, but that's just my opinion. So hold on. And I'm back while the coffee was brewing. Oh my God, it smells so good. It's super, super, super dark coffee. Dark, like my soul. Not really, but it's a fun joke. So to that, I add half an Atkins dark chocolate royale, not the milk chocolate, but the dark chocolate royale. And that's kind of it. So half goes in here. Ooh. Try not to make a mess. And that's my super high protein, no sugar coffee. That tastes just like a Cafe Mocha, it's so good. Okay, so now that we've made my scrumptious low carb, no sugar dupe on a really, really amazing tasting Cafe Mocha that you can have every morning if you're into coffees. I do have a tea version. I'll share that at a different update. But let's go over to the other side of my counter where the microwave is, and I'll show you how to make a really quick, literally less than 5 minutes, vanilla flavored mug cake with blueberries. This is a super quick and easy vanilla mug cake with blueberries. It looks like a dessert. It kind of tastes like a dessert, but it is super high protein. It is very low sugar, and it's a great way to have something like dessert for breakfast if you're in the mood for that. And it's also so quick and easy to make. So today we're using my Yoda mug, my calm you shall keep and carry on you must, which is a very, very important thing to remember, especially these days. So into this, 2 tablespoons of almond flour. We're not using any real flour in this one, or any wheat flour, I guess. And then when something tastes like super almondy, I tend to not enjoy it as much. So I like adding just a half tablespoon of coconut flour, and that kind of seems to cut down that kind of super almondy taste. And it also smells a little tiny bit like coconutty, which I think is really yummy. To that, 1 egg. goes right on in there. And as you can see, look at the color of that yolk. It's like amazingly orange. I get these from a heritage local farm, and yeah, reminds me of the eggs I used to get in Japan. Very tasty. So, fork, and all you do is mix it up. So if you are not on any sort of diet, you can use regular flour in this recipe, and you could use regular sugar. Like if you go to the store, you buy like those mug cake kits that I think like Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker makes in the store. That's really what it is. It's just, you just add an egg, but the dry stuff in there is like, you know, flour and baking soda and that kind of stuff. I don't want to do sugar, so I'm gonna just add a packet of the yellow sugar, the yellow stuff, which I've tried the other artificial sweeteners, and this is my feeling on artificial sweeteners. If it doesn't work for you and it makes you hate what you're eating, then it's not gonna ever be the right artificial sweetener for you, no matter what they say about like chemicals and natural good, you know, ingredients and things like that. So in baked goods, you know, and actually just most stuff in general, I tend to like the yellow stuff. And if that's my only, you know, guilty pleasure in this recipe, I think I'm okay with that. So now you have this gooey egg, almond flour, coconut flour, nothing else, packet of yellow sweetener in there. And then to that, we just add however many blueberries you want. I tend to add a really nice handful, maybe a handful and a half. And then you just make sure that they're all coated. And then you put them in the microwave, or you put it in the microwave. So while this is going, it's a perfect time to like do your breathing exercises and kind of, you know, kind of center yourself before you go out and hit the public, or to your doctors, or to the store, or to anything where you'd be doing anything with anything to do with people. It might be even stressful, or even hanging out on Twitter. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. And just like that, breakfast is ready. Look at how big it got. It got so poofy and it looks like a cake. And now the yellow part of this cake will be very dependent on the yellow of your eggs, not necessarily flour, because it's just almond flour and coconut flour. You didn't add anything else. So, it smells so good. Anyway, easy. If you're just at home and you're just by yourself, like I am, I tend to just kind of eat this right out of the mug. But if you want to make it look pretty, you can certainly turn this out onto a plate. Add some more blueberries. Because, you know, fresh blueberries and cooked blueberries are kind of different in terms of texture. And then the best part is you get to have some whipped cream for breakfast. The interesting thing about canned whipped cream is that they always add a little bit of sugar. So if you're like a die-hard keto or low-carb guy, you could like make your own. You know, use some heavy whipping cream and make some whipped cream at home. It's a little labor intensive. But that way you can add whatever sweeteners you want. Even if you put that aside, right? Like if you look at the back of this, 2 tablespoons, 20 calories, 1 gram of carb. Not bad, right? So as long as you're not eating like the whole can, I think you're gonna be just fine. Little whipped cream, little cake, blueberries. Oh, hot. This hot bread is so good. It's so good. Remember last week when I was talking about like shirataki and mouthfeel and how sometimes even more than the actual flavor it's the actual texture that adds to the flavor. So these kind of mud cakes fall into that. It's not the same kind of texture as like a birthday cake you buy at the store, right? It's not quite as airy, but it has a spongy texture. And if you're somebody who's doing low carb or keto and you miss that kind of spongy texture and you can't have bread, because like me, I can't find a keto bread recipe to save my life, this is perfect. So good. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm off to the doctor's. I'll see you later.